You're live. Welcome in, everybody, to the SCL PowderPuff Race here in our off seasons. Hopefully, we will have some fun here tonight, and everybody will have a good time as we have the wives of the stars of the Sunday Cup League having fun.
Tonight we've got the wives, again, as Josh said there, of the
John
stars of
Maxwell looks like
SCL.
we've got a good turnout here tonight. About 6 cars in the field. Should be a good show.
Absolutely. Looks like it's going to be a great time here tonight at Southern National with these wives racing around. And going to be interesting, Josh. We've never done anything like this before. So it's a league first, but hey, some off-season fun for the drivers and their wives here, kind of getting some different people behind the wheel in a very different car.
It's been way more fun than I thought it would be.
Looking through the field here, we have Kelsey Caldwell in for Maxwell Caldwell. We've got Macy Sherrill, girlfriend of Carson Quapple. Melissa Lowe, wife of Adam Lowe. We got Heather Yarborough for Joshua Yarborough. Allison Wegman for Derek Wegman. And Lindsay Terrett Hill for Josh Terrett Hill. Looks like we got a 6-car field here as we roll into qualifying.
Absolutely. And going to see what kind of lap times they can set here around this short track, which K-Spirit, I guess you've seen it here this week. We did a practice race last night to get them ready, and it's been a little bit tricky for the wives here. Really kind of tight car, front wheel drive, really wants to push up to the wall off the corner. These girls have no easy feat here tonight. Short track racing in the Kia. Tell us more about that, K-Spirit.
Yeah, from watching these lap times, it looks like Kelsey Caldwell is going to be the one to beat. About a tenth behind on the lap times there is Macy. And lap times are tight in those top three, only 0.2 separating them.
Absolutely. And this car kind of taking a few laps to get the tires warmed up to get the speed they need. But that's why we're seeing a little bit slower lap times from what we've seen in practice from these drivers, but still some pretty quick times. 16.3, 16.5s, probably around 4s and 5s are about the average for the race. So we'll see how they do, but qualifying is only where you start. I mean, when we get ready to go green, it's going to be pretty exciting down into turn one, especially if someone misses that brake zone. But even last night, we had 3 wide down into turn one, lap one. So it's not like these girls are laying back. They're really giving it everything they have.
Absolutely. There's definitely an exciting end as we had a bump and run for a position on the last lap going down the backstretch.
Yeah, and wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't carry over to tonight, right? You know how it is. Everybody can be so nice and so cordial like we have in the regular league, but once you get behind the wheel, I mean, you can become a different person. I mean, the league's probably seen a different side of me from time to time, and same with you, K Spears. We both race on Monday nights, but man, last night's action could carry over here tonight. This is a short track, and I'm sure these drivers haven't forgotten if they got wrong.
Absolutely. It looks like we have Macy, Lindsay, and Melissa taking advantage of the end of qualifying to turn a few extra practice laps. Definitely a good idea. Try and get them corners down.
And that is a smart idea because this track is all about rhythm. It's all about what you can do, easy in, hard off, and just making sure you hit those marks. But Case, you're only a 30-lap race here tonight, so if you don't get a good start, you don't have a whole lot of time to recover. But we do need to remember that tonight, when the yellow comes out, we're not going to count those laps. It's going to be green flag laps only. So for everybody that is tuned in on YouTube watching here tonight, just going to see solid 30 laps of green flag running. But it seemed last night that it took us 2 or 3 starts there to really get down into a rhythm. You think we're going to have the same here tonight?
We definitely could. Lot of practice laps turned. I've heard from most of these girls over the last couple of days, especially yesterday. There was quite a few leading up to that practice race. That specifically Lindsay Terra Hill, I watched take quite a few laps in that practice session, more than probably some of the others did. But test sessions outside of it could definitely tell the tale as well.
Absolutely. And K-Spear, I got to ask before we take the green here tonight, who do you have your eyes on here? I mean, we know Kelsey Caldwell's fast, but
Good
there's
luck,
plenty of other
everybody.
drivers here,
I'm
and
going to
some of
try
them
my
that
best,
weren't
and
here
I do
last night
apologize in advance
that are
if
here
I
for the
don't
main
hit
event.
somebody,
Could
but
be some
I'm
spoilers
going to
here.
try really hard not to.
Yeah, Kelsey's definitely fast. Got the pull time here, but just over a tenth separating the top three now. Melissa's 116 behind, and looks like Macy was the same. I think I'm going to put money on that fourth place starter, though, Allison Wegman. That looks like a good car. Solid performance last night in the practice race, so I'm going to be watching Allison.
Absolutely. I noticed last night she was really matching pace with Kelsey Caldwell, really trying her best to keep that speed up and to keep that speed going. Just kind of gotten her rhythm a little too late to try to run down the leader last night. But hey, last night was last night. Tonight is a totally new event, and we're gridding up here, K-Spear. You want to give us our starting lineup?
Absolutely. Starting on the pole in the 94 is Kelsey Caldwell. Second place there we have Melissa Lowe. Not gridded up just yet. Third place is going to be Macy Sherrill. And then fourth place is going to be Allison Wegman. Back in fifth, we got Lindsay Terrett Hill. And sixth place is going to be the 77 of Heather Yarborough.
Absolutely. Just 6 drivers, but should be a great race. As the pace truck does start to pull, we've got just 2 laps here, K-Spear. What final thoughts do you have going into this event here? What are we looking for? How do you think the start of the race is going to look? Are we going to be clean, or is it going to be action right from the get-go?
Well, that's all going to depend on how good of a jump we get. If we get some good jumps from anybody, second, third, we could have a tight, wide battle into the corner. But if Kelsey gets a good jump here, we could see an early pull away and have to have them other drivers try and reel her back in.
Absolutely. It could get interesting here tonight. And we have just 1 to go here. The drivers are double file going into turn 1. And it's all about that start, K-Spear. You got to make sure that you roll off well, roll off smooth, and get that jump. So as the pace truck gets ready to pull in, you're the host of this show. I'm going to let you call this one.
All right, coming through 3 and 4 here for the final pace lap. The pace truck is in, and away goes Kelsey. Good jump there. Solid start for Macy as well. It looks like Kelsey might have missed a shift, falling back to second place as Macy's going to run out to the front with that one.
Absolutely. Just a little bit of issue, but look here, coming back. Macy goes wide. Kelsey Caldwell comes underneath.
They're going to door down the front stretch.
The lead back. And I think Kelsey Caldwell led that first lap.
And I think you're right. And hard into the wall off of 2. That's going to send Macy back out front. And a bump into the corner. Keeps it straight. What an excellent save by Macy there. But hard into the wall off the corner. Kelsey's going to run back out in front.
Absolutely action-packed right here from the start, K-Spear. But drivers seem to be getting into a rhythm here now, starting to settle in. Just got to have those smooth, steady laps here from all of them here tonight.
Absolutely. And we're looking back in the field. Allison Wegman sitting in P4. Lindsay Terrett Hill behind, followed by Heather Yarborough. That's going to round out the back 3 of the field. As we look back up to a third-place fight between Melissa Lowe and Macy again. Melissa's going to get the pass completed, coming around to take lap 5.
Absolutely. Looked like a big dive bomb move there into the corner, but did make it work and is now going to go after our leader, Kelsey Caldwell, who is starting to pull a bit of a gap here, K-Spear.
Looks like we got about a second gap there Kelsey's pulled away to. Melissa will see if she can settle in and reel that gap down and try and make a pass for the lead.
Absolutely. The drivers, if they're going to make it to the end of this race, are just going to have to be smooth, steady, and consistent. And the yellow
And there's a
out.
spin in the corner. Looks like that's going to be the 96 of Macy Sherrill going around in turns 3 and 4 to bring out the first yellow on lap 7.
Man, now, I do know this setup. As I was working with my wife this week, just playing around, getting her used to the sim, it was definitely interesting knowing that this car could snap on you kind of at any time, especially if you clip that apron. And K-Spear, you kind of know my circumstances here tonight, so you got the replay and you can see exactly what happened. But my guesses would be going into that corner, might have clipped that apron and unsettled that car.
Yeah, that's definitely what it looked like from the perspective we had. just touched that apron a little bit and got loose, and then we got a clean pass by. Looks like someone did a good job avoiding the wreck. I didn't see exactly who that was.
Absolutely, but about 6 laps into this event, already well underway, and already have the 2 to green here. Probably not going to see pit stops here tonight, Case Beer. You're going to have to make those tires last in this 30-lap event.
Definitely, and it looks like pace light trucks on the pace truck should turn off this time by.
Absolutely. They sure are. These drivers are going to get ready to restart here. So, restacking it for you, Kelsey Caldwell in the lead, Melissa Lowe in second. Melissa is, or I got that name mixed up for third place. You'll have to help me with that, Case, since Caden used his account. But
that third place is actually going to be, that's Macy Sherrill. And actually, the standings aren't updated. Third place car is actively Allison Wegman until they cross the line here. Got a wide entrance to the corner from Melissa, and we got some cars banging back there. It looks like Wegman and Tarrant Hill got together. It looks like we have some contact at the back of the field between Heather Yarborough and
it looks like
Lindsay
the yellow is
Hill.
going to come out.
If you go back into the corner here, it looks like a little wiggle by Allison on the bottom. Lindsay comes back down and just kind of taps into the 77 to bring out that yellow.
Yes, so our second yellow of the evening here tonight. And the guys at the back of the pack, they know they've got to get somewhere quick, but to finish first you must finish. So definitely having to check in on all that. It looks like we did get 1 lap completed, though, so now we're on lap 7 of 30. And, yeah, definitely got some change up there. So Quaffle's girlfriend back there at the back now, but we'll see how these standings update on the restart. But pretty action-packed so far, but maybe last night, this is kind of how we started, Case Beer, and then we settled into a green flag rut. You think we're going to see that again, or you think these cautions are going to ensue here?
I think we could definitely settle into a green flag run here this time by. It looks like we did lose Macy. It doesn't look like she's on track anymore. 6 laps down currently. So we're down to 5 cars here with Kelsey Caldwell out front, Melissa Lowe in P2, Allison Wegman lining up P3, Lindsay Tarrant Hill in 4th, and Heather Yarborough sitting back in 5th.
Absolutely, and those top 4 in that practice race last night showing what track time really does for you, but don't count out Heather Yarborough. She could come back for a late race run, but we're on the 1 to go here. Drivers getting gridded back up here and getting ready for a restart.
Pace truck's going to pull off right here, and we got a good start by Kelsey yet again, but keeping right in tow is Melissa Lowe. Looks like Melissa favors that wide entrance through the corner, whereas Kelsey likes to dive it into the bottom almost straight away.
Absolutely. Kelsey has that defensive lane going into the corner, making sure no one can sneak up underneath her, but definitely still able to make super solid lap time there. But the guys behind, they're not really losing many positions here, so we'll see how this run shakes out.
And we do have a 2-wide battle back here between Lindsay Tarrant Hill and Heather Yarborough. Trading positions back and forth just a little bit on that lap there.
Kind of love that they're not afraid to pass, right? That's probably one of the most intimidating things you could learn being new to the sim, which I think all these ladies are here tonight. And seeing them go side by side, they're doing a fantastic job here, Casey.
As we took the start of lap 11 there, Kelsey's out front by a gap of 7/10 over Melissa Lowe. Allison Wegman not far behind that. Lindsay Tarrant Hill sitting in 4th, and Heather Yarborough is going to be back in 5th place.
Yes, so they're all running, but the front runners are kind of, Kelsey's not pulling away like she did last night. Got some people from behind really sticking with her, kind of gaining maybe just a little, maybe fluctuating just that little bit. So that'll be a battle we may have to watch here for the lead.
Absolutely. Looks like a little bit of gain, a little bit of loss, depending on the lap between them top 3. So they're staying roughly a second gap between each other.
Absolutely. It is still anyone's race here tonight, but we are finally, like you said, Case Fear, getting into that smooth, consistent green flag run here, giving these ladies a chance to really showcase what kind of speed they have, and not just short run pace, but even long run pace as well.
As we come around, take lap 15 here. Sounds like Heather Yarborough got into the wall a little bit on that lap. As the gap is still just about 1.1 seconds between first and second. That gap staying roughly the same.
Yeah, seems like it's fluctuating back and forth, but maybe just overall slow gains the leader here. Maybe more consistent lap time from Kelsey Caldwell than our second place driver, Melissa Lowe, but both pretty well matching each other lap after lap. So Melissa's going to have to do something a little bit different if she plans to catch Kelsey here.
Sitting back about 2.1 back of the leaders, Allison Wegman. That gap is slowly starting to gain, or I say get larger between second and third here. Allison's going to really have to turn some consistent laps to finish out the back half of this race, as we're going to take the 19th lap right this time by.
Yes, and as we start closing in on close to 10 to go here, notice the leaders are starting to catch some lap traffic. That battling you were talking about in the back, not giving them the lap time they need. We could see drivers in this short event even go a lap down, and that lap traffic could have an effect on the battle for the lead.
That's correct, and it does look like Macy got back out on track. As we go back here to find the 96 back out on track. P6, 3 laps down, running right next to Heather Yarborough. Yarborough's going to be almost into the wall here off of 2, as we have the leaders coming up on this lap traffic going into turn 3.
Absolutely. Leaders are approaching now, trying to pass underneath. Lap traffic seems to be going high to stay out of the way. But, man, that's going to make this battle for the lead real interesting here toward the end, Case Beer.
Seems like they got by Heather right there pretty clean, but the gap did shrink between first and second to about half a second between the two as they're approaching another lapped car. I think they'll reach that car within another 2 or 3 laps, right, with about 5 to go.
Absolutely, and the question is going to be, how cordial is that car going to be once they do catch them? So lap traffic is here. Are they going to go high or stay in the bottom lane? Looks like they're looking to stay high, but here comes Melissa Lowe on the leader.
Gap down to about 3/10 now as we're still approaching that lap car there. Can Kelsey hold off and get past this lap car, or will we have a pass for the lead?
And, I mean, another question, can the leader just protect on the bottom here, knowing there's just a few short laps left, and maybe keep Melissa up there on that high side, which is kind of hard to make the pass on? We've seen it yesterday. We've seen it tonight. That high side really not producing the grip needed for these cars, and the rotation that these cars need to really get up off the corner.
And as we catch that traffic, don't count out Allison Wegman, just 2.5 back in third place. If we get some contact and spins, Allison could steal this one.
Absolutely, but we're on lap 27 here, so just 4 laps left in this race. It's all about attrition, and it's all about who can be smooth and steady here and who can make the right move at the right time. As you see Melissa really sending it deep, kind of giving up some of that time there on corner exit.
And again, Melissa's favoring that wide arc, trying to get that run off the corner. And Kelsey's still defending that bottom side. That bottom side's where you want to be, but it looks like Melissa's kind of making that top side work with runs off the corner.
Absolutely. And in
we got some
typical
wall
SCL
contact.
fashion, oh, yes, that wall contact hurting a little bit and going to mess up Melissa's corner entry. Kelsey should be able to pull some time here on her as we get ready to approach the final lap already, Case Beer. White flag is out. 1 more to go, and these drivers have a battle here for the lead.
We'll see just how hard Melissa sends it through this corner. And down to the inside, Kelsey misses the bottom. And Melissa out front down the backstretch on the last lap. Through 3 and 4 for the final time, Melissa's going to steal this, leading one and only lap that matters, the final one. Bringing second place to Kelsey. And third place is going to sit there with Allison Wegman. Behind that's going to be Lindsay Terrett-Hill, Heather Yarborough, and then Macy Sherrill.
Absolutely. So we see our finishers here tonight. going to be Melissa Lowe getting the win. Kelsey Caldwell there in second with a great effort. Just lap traffic causing a lot of issue there. Allison Wegman in third. Lindsay Terrett Hill bringing home fourth, and Heather Yarborough rounding out that top five with Waffle's girlfriend. I'm getting messed up because I can't see the name, Kate Spears. So
It's going to be Macy Sherrill that finished in P6.
absolutely, but we still have top three interviews to do here. So
Yeah, we'll see if we can get Melissa, Kelsey, and Allison in for some interviews. Let's see if we can get Melissa up in here first, our race winner.
Be on the brake.
Let off the brake.
Let off the brake.
Push that left.
Sounds like they're not quite ready just yet. We'll give them some time. In the meantime, let's see if we can get our second place finisher, Kelsey Caldwell, up in here. We got Melissa doing some victory burnouts and crashing of the car in celebratory fashion.
Okay, so do we know who we're ready to interview here first?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, we got Kelsey here with us if you want to go ahead and interview our second place finisher here.
All right, Kelsey, it's Jonathan in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, disappointing finish there after leading what looked like every lap but maybe one or two. Go ahead and walk me through that final corner where it looks like you missed the bottom that you've been running all night. Can you explain what happened there?
I probably would have hit it. Having lap traffic for so many laps, it just got me out of my rhythm. And knowing we were right there at the end, I just didn't hit it like I needed to.
Yeah, it looked like you were handling that lap traffic pretty well. And then that one lap just didn't hit the bottom quite right. That allowed Melissa to get by. Fantastic run by you tonight, though. You were consistent most of the run. You stayed out in front, and it just seemed to be that lap traffic that got you out of your groove there. But it was still an excellent run with a lot of laps led and something to definitely go on if we decide to hold anything else like this again.
Yeah, no, it was definitely fun. I did put a lot of practice in, so it did make me a little upset that I didn't hit my times for this race like I did for the practice race last night, but that's all right. It's just for fun, so I'm not upset or anything. But no, Melissa did pretty good. I really couldn't pull away from her like I wanted to. So that was a little sad on my part, but she did pretty good. So
Absolutely, and nothing to be upset about with that finish. You had a solid race. Put the car in the pool to start the race. Led a bunch of laps. Definitely something to be proud of. And maybe next time we hold an event like this, we'll see you up in victory lane.
yeah, thank you.
all right, that was our second place finisher, Kelsey Caldwell, with a strong run tonight. But the one lap that counts is the last lap, and we saw that here tonight, Case Beer.
Definitely. All right, let's see if we get our winner, Melissa Lowe, up here in the booth this time.
Hi there.
And
That was wild.
exciting last 10 to 15 laps. You slowly closed in that gap. That lap traffic kind of made Kelsey get a little slow, and then it looks like she missed that corner, and you just seized the moment and led the only lap that mattered.
Yeah, I was trying not to get too distracted. I was following her line, but I was trying to keep mine going. So just consistency was key, and like
Okay.
I led the most important lap, so I'm really thankful.
Definitely. Consistency definitely was a big factor there. I noticed you tend to widen the corners out a little more than Kelsey did, where she drove straight to the bottom, and you'd get that run off the corner, and you just kept ticking off time, getting close to her, and then you're just in the perfect position to seize a mistake out of her with that lap traffic in front. So definitely a great run from you in closing down that gap. Might not have led the most laps, but again, most important one, you took it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, that was Melissa Lowe, our winner tonight. We'll see if we can get, by any chance, our third place finisher, Allison Wegman, up in here. We'll see about that momentarily.
While he's looking into that, still, again, first ever SCL PowderPuff Race. These women did a fantastic job. For those out there watching, it was about like an SCL event. Everything got crazy right there on the last lap. So definitely interesting to see some short track action, and just shows the significant others and the family members of these drivers. Man, they can put on one heck of a show.
It was definitely interesting to hear about all the practice that they were putting in throughout the week leading up to the event. I would be curious to know, and it'd be probably impossible to find how many laps that each of them turned in relation to their finishing positions.
Oh, absolutely. I know my wife put in quite a few laps. Not many sessions, but just in a session, it's not hard to put about 150 laps in. So once you start getting in a rhythm and just start driving and kind of go into a rhythm, and she likes to drive, on the regular city streets. So when she got in here and got going, it was real easy for her to go ahead and make lap after lap. So
And we did get that green flag run that we were expecting. They kind of settled out after a couple of incidents. We had a couple of spins, nothing really, no accidents per se, just a couple of single car hit the apron or hit the wall. We didn't have too much of hitting another car that went on.
absolutely, it was a fantastic race, and I do hope that this becomes kind of a every season event here during our off season. This was a lot of fun as a driver in SCL to come. Case for me and you both drivers here, and to come and just be a part of this event. And I know to get my wife involved with it, it was a lot of fun getting to share my passion with her. And at the end of the day, it was just fun, and it makes me smile to just see her do so well. Um, but I do know that we have Josh Terry Hill, if he is still with us. I know we've got SCL season getting ready to ramp up here for our summer series. And Josh, do you have a copy? I wanted to see if you could let the viewers at home know that we broadcast a lot of events throughout our season, and kind of tell them what we got coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, we do. We're about to roll into our 38th season here, right after. I think we got a couple weeks off here still, and then we're going to roll right into it. We're going to do Monday nights are going to be Xfinity Series this season for our summer series. Then we're going to do sort of a track championship thing. I believe it's at Kern County. So the same track every week on Tuesdays with a different car every week to put together a track championship. And then we're going to be racing the new street stocks and Craftsman trucks on Wednesday like we have been in the past. Always good turnouts for all 3 nights, and hopefully we will roll right into this next season and have some more good racing for everybody to enjoy.
And that sounds
Yeah, and with all
fantastic.
the
Definitely looking forward to that.
And with all the action too, Josh, that we have, we saw tonight. Tonight was kind of a picture in a way of what SCL really is, right? A few cautions, lots of green flag running, and some crazy finishes. And that's exactly what we see about each and every season in SCL. So I know we do a great job of trying to get these events broadcasted, Josh, but how can people get involved, especially if they have maybe businesses or things that they want to advertise a little bit? How could they get involved with SCL to kind of keep these broadcasts going?
There's many ways to get involved and be part of it. Obviously, it takes money to broadcast. We did a kind of a little piecemeal broadcast here tonight. with some of our regular drivers who wouldn't be able to broadcast. Obviously, we have a good relationship with the sim racing media, and they do an awesome job of broadcasting all of our races. If you'd like to get in touch with us for some sponsorship opportunities, through our Discord, it's available, or you can always email us at sundaycupleague@yahoo.com. You will find multiple ways to help out a little bit and get the product out there to the masses, especially if you have a business or something to promote. It's a very good way to do it.
All right.
Absolutely. Well, Josh, thank you so much. K-Spear, got any final thoughts before we wrap this night up? Crazy action here at Southern National Motorsports Park.
Definitely an exciting race and a very exciting finish. We're not getting an interview from Allison Wegman, so to recap the final results, Melissa Lowe took home the win. Kelsey Caldwell in P2, Allison Wegman in third, followed by Lindsay Terra-Hill, Heather Yarbrough, and then Macy took home sixth. So that's going to wrap up the events tonight. I definitely look forward to holding something like this again, and I'm extremely excited for the next season coming up for us on our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. So, any final comments from you, Maxwell, before we head out?
Man, just a couple things. Make sure, if you like the action you saw here tonight, in just a couple weeks' time, we will be starting season 38 up, if I've got that number correct, Josh. Season 38 of SCL, long-standing series, and a lot of fun new things. We're going to take some guys that have been driving next gens ever since I've been in the league, and we're going to put them in an Xfinity car, and that's going to shake some things up on Monday night. So, track championship, as you talked about, is going to be awesome. All kinds of action coming up, and you'll be able to catch a lot of that action on Sim Racing Media on YouTube. They do a fantastic job with the broadcast. We are the mediocre broadcasters here tonight, just some racers here to have fun tonight. But definitely check out Sim Racing Media. So for myself, Jonathan K-Spear, I'm Maxwell Caldwell. We enjoyed having you watching here tonight, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, and good night.